There is a unique kind of quiet energy that belongs only to long-haul international flights. The bustling terminal, the final goodbyes at the gate, the rustle of hand luggage, and the settling into seats. For the passengers boarding Air India Flight 171 in 2025, it was supposed to be just another routine journey across continents, a bridge spanning the thousands of miles between Ahmedabad and London. Every flight carries more than just physical weight. It carries the invisible cargo of human life. It carries the excitement of a student heading abroad for the first time, the exhaustion of a businessman returning home, the longing of grandparents eager to hold their grandchildren, and the simple joy of a vacation. As the massive Boeing 777 taxied toward the runway, the 248 passengers on board were settling into the rhythm of flight, oblivious to the tragedy waiting in the dark. Among them were 169 Indian citizens, keeping their roots close while reaching for new horizons. Beside them sat 53 citizens of the United Kingdom, along with nationals from Portugal and Canada. They were a microcosm of our global world, brought together by fate on a single passenger manifest. Up front, and throughout the cabin, stood 12 dedicated crew members. These were men and women who wore their uniforms with pride, trained to be the guardians of the skies, responsible for the safety of every soul on board. Those final heavy moments of departure. We watch this beautiful machine fight the physics of air and weather, lifting its immense weight into the sky. Knowing the devastating outcome of that takeoff makes watching this ascent a deeply painful experience. When crisis struck, we know that the crew didn't falter. In those final, terrifying moments, they fought with everything they had, using every ounce of their training to save the lives entrusted to them. They did not succeed in saving the aircraft, but they succeeded in defining what true heroism looks like. They are remembered today not as victims of a crash, but as guardians who stood by their passengers until the very end. But the tragedy of Flight 171 did not remain confined to the skies. In a cruel twist of fate, the wreckage fell upon a sanctuary of healing, the campus of BJ Medical College. We must pause and we must remember the 19 vibrant young souls we lost on the ground. These were brilliant medical students and resident doctors. These were young men and women who had survived the grueling competition of medical entrance exams, who spent long nights studying by dim lamps, all for a single noble purpose: to learn how to save human lives. To have their own lives stolen so abruptly, while simply sitting in their hostile dining hall, is a cruelty that defies logic. The loss of their unfulfilled potential, the patients they would have cured, the lives they would have saved, is a wound that the medical community, and indeed our entire nation, will carry forever. To the families sitting in empty rooms today, to the parents who lost their children and the children who lost their parents, we know that no video, no flight simulation, and no words spoken into a microphone can fill the sudden, echoing silence in your homes. We cannot pretend to understand the weight of your grief. But please hear this: you do not walk through this dark valley alone. The 279 souls we lost that day are not defined by the tragedy of their final moments. They are defined by the love they gave, the laughter they shared, and the light they brought into your lives. A sudden end cannot erase a beautiful journey. Their names are permanently etched into our collective memory. As we watch this aircraft disappear into the horizon of our digital sky, we vow to hold their memories high. We demand answers, we look for accountability, and we pray for healing. May the passengers, the brave crew, and the young doctors of Ahmedabad rest in eternal, uninterrupted peace. and may a quiet comfort eventually find the aching hearts of those they left behind.